On paper and at the podium, the route to gender equality has a map. But on the road to parity for the sexes, the world keeps getting lost. Year after year, global leaders recommit to leveling the playing field, promising to increase education and job opportunities, improve maternal health, and lower rates of child marriage. And yet, by just about every measure, women continue to lag on social and development indicators. How have so many decades of promises failed to deliver results? Back in the 1990s, when the United Nations Development Program established benchmarks for global progress, the Millennium Development Goals set out an ambitious blueprint. Included among the goals was MDG 3, which suggested that world leaders had finally recognized the importance of addressing the challenge. But when the impact of MDG 3 was measured, in 2015, huge gaps remained. About a third of the developing world had not achieved parity in primary education. Women were still significantly outnumbered in the global workforce. They earned on average 24% less than men, regardless of educational attainment, and women accounted for only about 1 in 4 members of elected parliaments. UN member states' adoption in 2015 of the Sustainable Development Goals was seen as an opportunity to address past failures. Previous gender-related targets were too narrow. They focused on leadership and education, while omitting detailed strategies for addressing sexual violence or even ensuring basic human rights for women and girls. 2 years into the SDGs, those issues are now being discussed. At the annual UN General Assembly, gender equality was recognized as a cross-cutting issue. That means it is key to addressing nearly every other development goal, from ending poverty to ensuring clean water and sanitation. In the future, UN officials say they will push governments to close the gender wage gap, target gender-based crimes, and improve women's access to land and credit. If these initiatives to guarantee what UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres calls women's economic empowerment materialize, they could transform how the world thinks about pursuing gender equality. But much work remains. Reforming legal frameworks that disempower women and countering deep-seated gender-based discrimination will require vigorous planning and adequate resources, especially to gather the data needed to implement programs and track progress. But more important than anything, as we've learned from the shortcomings of the MDGs, faster progress toward gender equality will require a sustained commitment to translating rhetoric into action.